Today, we are going to be breaking down how to hire better and faster using video, right? And really, this is going to be a step-by-step breakdown. We're going to keep it practical. And I'm pleased to welcome Emily Rector. She's our Director of People and Development. She's our HR aficionado. And she's going to be able to get even more practical with our breakdown today to show in action how she has used video to help expand our teams and where it has lifted some of that HR burden. So, yeah, Emily, great to have you on. Looking forward to hearing from you today.
Yeah, super excited to share with you guys today about how, I'm actually using MarketScale Studio in my day-to-day. I'm constantly using it, and we've seen such a warm welcome from our candidates using Studio, and it's just a great platform for us to use. And I'm seeing, I'm saving a lot of time. I'm getting in these awesome candidates. They're seeing the media that we're producing, and it's getting them kind of onboarded faster. So excited to share some real world examples of how I'm using it, and excited to hear from you guys too today.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right. Well, let's dive in. And we like to keep these engaging too. So there may be some, uh, you know, opening up for questions, obviously, during the presentation, but then at the very end, we'll also do some Q&A in case y'all have any questions about how to execute on these strategies yourselves, because we want to make sure you walk away from this actually feeling more capable of using video to help you improve your hiring process and make it feel a little simpler and make it feel more confident too. So again, we're going to break down how to hire better and faster using video, and more specifically, how to inject video into your hiring process to scale, personalize, and differentiate. So let's paint the picture here. There's an HR nightmare that we all face, right? Even if you're not in HR, it's still the nightmare, and that's hiring is inefficient. It's very inefficient. It has a lot of moving pieces, and often they're not fine-tuned to actually move quickly and help you go from we have an opening to we have a new team member. So you really need tools to improve the scale, the speed, the appeal, and the personality of your hiring process, right? And HR folks on the call, y'all probably have some tools already for, for example, AI tools to help scrub through resumes, right? Things that can help move the needle a little bit. But there are still some major issues in the hiring process, even with some of the great advancements in hiring and in HR tools. So, what are those, right? You need to overhaul the process from multiple angles, but why? What are the core issues at play here? Well, a big one is just that getting quality candidates interested is tough, right? Even if this is kind of an employer's market right now, folks are hungry for good jobs. At the same time, there's a lot of competition out there, and if you're looking for that superstar that's going to take your team to the next level, getting them interested in the first place, it can be quite a lift. So going from 0 to 1 is important there, right? What else? Well, it takes time to screen candidates. This is probably the biggest problem. Once you get people in the door and you're actually doing interviews, the whole process can take months, especially as there's a lot of back and forth deliberation. You got to cross check priorities with other leaders. And you have to make sure to do due diligence on things like, second round, third round interviews, interviews with the CEO, interviews with the board. By the time you actually get someone hired, the whole reason you hired them may change, right? Your needs may change. So you got to go from position to hiring much faster. And just to, double down on that, the length of the whole hiring process itself is just ballistic, right? So again, takes a lot of time. You need to make hiring more unique, right? The whole process in and of itself, how you kind of prove what your culture stands for, who you are as a company, putting that front and center for your applicants is important, right? Through the hiring process, you can actually show more unique qualities about what makes your company different and what they can expect as they join your team. So you need to make the hiring process more unique. That's another challenge. And then you need to get a real glimpse into people's vibes, right? You need to understand who it is you're hiring, especially if it's a client, or excuse me, if the position that you're hiring is a client one or a customer facing one, right? Again, you need to tap into the vibe of the people you're bringing onto your team earlier in the process. The worst thing is you've spent months interviewing someone. You finally get them into that round 3 interview with your VP, and the VP goes, yikes, bad culture fit. The vibe was off. I wish I would have known this 3 months ago. We just wasted our time, right? What a nightmare. You don't want to deal with that. And you want confidence in your hiring process. The last things you want to do is, put all your eggs in the wrong basket. And now you have hired someone onto the team. You missed something critical, whether it's a key skill, personality quirk that didn't come through in the interview process. Now they're on the team, and now it feels too late, or you got to get rid of them, and it's just this whole, okay, got to start over from scratch. That's tough. And honestly, why would you want to use video as a way to help address any of these situations? Well, you want to create a little buy-in early in the interview process. It can be pretty easy to copy paste your resume into a text box and use ChatGPT to cook up a cover letter and blast that out 100 times to different companies as you're looking for a new place to work. But if you can create a little buy-in early, you help differentiate who's really committed to applying to your team. If an applicant can't even create a little video to say hello, why would they be a decent candidate, right? So you can create a little bit of that. It's not a crazy barrier to entry, but it's one that shows some commitment. It shows some gumption. And if they can really step in front of that video with confidence, awesome. You've got yourself a powerful, strong new teammate who's going to bring more than just skills, right? They're going to bring personality and leadership and confidence to your team. So really what you need is you need to tap into the power of your crowd with content throughout the entire hiring process. You need to inject your hiring process with the power of the crowd, and you need to leverage content to improve that process. And really, you need content, you need video across the whole pipeline, right? You need video to support the literal process of hiring, the screening process, the culture showcase process. Everywhere throughout hiring, you could be leveraging video to make your life easier and to bring better people into the door in the first place, right? So that you can have an awesome team like we do here at MarketScale. Look at my guy Jeff down there. We got Victor, we got Nicole. I love these people. They're great. All right. So video, how is it actually going to help you? Why are we, putting our eggs in the video basket? Well, the way we see it, and what Emily is going to be able to attest to here a little later on the presentation, is that video is going to help your hiring process be faster, right? From application to screening to hire, you're going to be able to collaborate, as you see there as well, more collaborative. You're going to be able to collaborate with key stakeholders across your company to get eyes on applicants without needing to sit down for a 2-hour meeting every other day and pull everyone off of their jobs, right? It's going to make it more personal for the applicant and for y'all. You're going to be able to get a better sense for who it is you're hiring before you get them in the door. Video is going to help you be a little more differentiated, right? It's going to help cut through the noise, whether that's better social content that's promoting your job, or whether that's the actual process of having to submit a video to apply. It's already setting you apart as someone who's a little more cutting edge in their application process, someone who's looking for skills that even go beyond what you can type up on a resume, something more intrinsic that makes you a valuable team member and collaborator. It's going to make hiring more insightful. It's going to make it more layered and even more portfolio specific, because as we're going to see with a lot of the studio tools that, and we're going to plug MarketScale Studio here, as you maneuver these tools in your hiring workflow, you're going to find that they have a lot of flexible use cases. So you can also use them to, for example, intake a better spread and a more focused curation of portfolio content. So you can see, what are these applicants really worth? Are they worth their salt? What kind of output and examples and quality content, if you're hiring a creative, can they create? And MarketScale Studio is the tool to help you execute on this at scale. So, folks on the call, you may or may not already have MarketScale Studio. If you're a client of MarketScale, if, for example, your marketing team already has a partnership with MarketScale and is using MarketScale Studio, you also have access to the platform. MarketScale Studio is unlimited seats and it's open season to every department. And it doesn't get in the way of what the marketing team is doing. So if you are an HR pro and you don't already have access to these tools, send a spirited Teams message to your marketing pro and tell them, give me access, add me to the platform, and you're immediately going to be able to see some benefits. So let's get into it. All right. We're going to walk through the process of hiring and where in all of these steps you could drop in some video, and we'll show you how MarketScale Studio as a toolkit helps make that video capture, intake, editing, and publishing more straightforward. Okay, step one. This is kind of redundant in elementary, right? But identify what you need to hire for and really who you need to hire. It's kind of silly that I'm even saying this, but I bring this up because you're about to have way better visibility earlier in the process on what kind of people are applying to your job, right? So as you're actually deciding what you need to hire for, get the vibes down, get the culture down, right? Be honest about the specific skills you're looking for, but also get a sense for what you may consider as a special case scenario, a cherry on top that you can reveal through video, right? So you're not just reviewing resumes, but you're looking for what kind of person do we actually want on our team? Emily, could you give us a little insight there on, when you're going to help add a new role to MarketScale, how knowing that you've got video in the ecosystem helps make this part of it, a little more dynamic, right? Identifying the actual sort of personality traits that you're looking for, now knowing that you can get a look at those earlier in the process.
Yeah, I think it's really crucial to kind of tailor this to the type of role you're hiring for. So, for example, we hire for our client services team a lot. They are our face-to-face contact with all of our clients. Maybe even some on this call have talked to a digital media strategist or a director of platform engagement. And they are on the phones and they are talking to our clients one-on-one a lot. And so, for example, whenever I have, that role to hire for, I want to see how these people are on a Zoom call or a phone call, because we are seeing our clients face to face a lot. And I get to see, oh, wow, they were great, in this video. They had great professionalism and presentation on the call. And that's really something that's crucial for this role. So I know that I'm going to place a lot of focus on, the first studio screen that we do for them. And then kind of on the other side, and this is kind of a fun one, but we're hiring for video production specialists. So they come into our office and help record the content that we do here in our studio in our office. And they've got to be, professional lighting and, camera setup and things like that. And what's fun about that one, whenever they submit their videos on Studio, I get to see how they set up their camera, how their lighting looks, and things like that. So it's fun. And then also kind of the end of that is, bringing these people in. If I know that I'm going to be hiring for a video production specialist, maybe I want to highlight some of the, studios around our office. So I'm going to make a quick video of the studios in our office so they know when they're applying, like, okay, this is kind of setup we have here in our studio. Here's the cameras that we use. Here's the lighting that we usually have set up. It's just a way for them to know a little bit more. So I definitely think identifying who you're hiring for is crucial, because then you can kind of tailor the content you want to use to that.
Absolutely. Great examples there. And, just to add on to that, most jobs nowadays, regardless of the skill set. And, especially for, B2B companies who are providing products and services, there's going to be video involved in your job. Like, it's kind of rare nowadays that you're not on a Zoom call or you're not generating some kind of video media or creating relationships with key stakeholders through video. So as you're going to hire someone, even just seeing, like, if they're framed up like this when they're recording their video and their mic's over here. Hey, my name's Daniel. I'm applying for this job. Like, they don't even know how to frame themselves up in the camera. Doesn't inspire a lot of confidence when then they have to get on a Zoom call with a client, right? So it's these small things where you see how digitally literate are the people that I'm hiring for working in the modern environment that is so, you know, decentralized comms forward. Right. So again, all these little layers that you can really start to identify by baking video into your hiring process. All right, let's get even more specific now. Step 2 is you want to generate interest in your open role. That's key. You want to get good applicants looking at your job and getting in the door so that you can, make the filtering process a little easier. There's less to filter out when you've got good people applying in the first place. So what are some pieces of content that you could be creating to help make this more straightforward? Number 1, love these job casts. I should put a little, like, trademark on there or something and get revenue off this. We came up with the idea of job casts several years ago, and it's really what it sounds like. It's a job podcast. So, for example, you could record a conversation that helps inject some conversation, obviously, some personality, and more specific breakdowns with the hiring manager or leadership who is going to be overseeing this role to give applicants something to actually consume. So as they're going to apply, they now know a little bit about how, for example, the sales account manager at Watson is going to transform technology in the workplace, or how at Curvebeam they're looking with the regulatory affairs associate for someone that's going to bring a lot of critical thinking to the job. Or with John Mayer as his solo stove, web design for creating authentic stories. Whatever it may be, a jobcast can help package up the core message of why you're even hiring for this position, and it can inject a little bit of personality and off the cuff back and forth, which people love. It helps endear applicants to your job early, and it helps give them a fresh way to learn more about the position rather than just endlessly scrolling through a job board on LinkedIn and reading endless paragraphs of the same, look, we'll be honest, GPT refined explanations for the role. Put a little humanity into even just raising a flag and saying we're looking to hire, right? And you can record these in MarketScale Studio using our conversations room, right? So you can record your jobcast directly in MarketScale Studio. There's a conversations room built in. People normally use it for podcasts, but it's got a lot of flexible use cases. You jump in, you invite the participants that you want to be on there, and then check it out. Nice virtual room, all feeds recorded in high quality, separate video and audio. So you can really manipulate this and create an audio podcast, a quick video, montage of just the quick hitters from the conversation. A lot of flexibility here. And then you can really polish it up and you could publish it something like this, right? Maybe you sit down with the whole team and you do an open season on what the team is really looking for in their next teammate. Hey, I'm the, boisterous one. I'm kind of the quiet, but, best project manager, role on the team. And it's like, what we really need is someone who's going to complement all of our skills. Now you've really set the tone of you're hiring someone who applied because they saw an opportunity to join an active, alive community where they can play a critical role, not just fill some job position, but enter a team that already has connective tissue. They can be that extra layer that, brings something special to the team. So video can really help advance that for you. All right, next up, you can be using video for culture content. This is obviously clear, like HR folks know this. I don't need to belabor the point, but creating content that shows off your company culture and putting that across socials is great because it's going to showcase what kind of company am I applying for. And you want this to be authentic. Something I see a lot is that culture content is often can be a little contrived, right? A little stiff. It's content that's maybe overly cinematic. It's kind of like too polished. And you can tell someone's, in their suit and tie and they're in the executive office and they're reading off a script. Is that really showing off your culture? So, what kind of videos could you do instead? Well, I won't play all of these, but I'll play snippets from all of them. You could do content that shows off unique events in your area, right? To show what your city offers, how your company taps into it, right? Really showcase the culture of your community. So here's a little snippet from this. Right, this was a video that we captured at the Texas Rangers celebration after we won the World Series. Pretty awesome. All this video was captured on mobile by our teammates. We got out there and just had some fun, right? So this is pretty unique. Not often do you get to show off that your company was there for a historic moment, right? Speaking of, you could also create some content that, for example, shows off some team building events, right? That show how you have fun and how you build community. We're right by the Texas State Fair. Gotta love that, being part of the Dallas ecosystem. And check it out. We all went to the State Fair, captured content there, did some scavenger hunts, really stepped out, enjoyed the good food, obviously got some selfies with big techs. The kids came along, right? You're showing off that you're a family-friendly environment, that you respect and understand that a job is a part of a larger ecosystem for people. It's not just their job, it's a slice of their life. So why not create content that shows that you care about that? You could also create some tear jerkers, right? That show off people that you care about in your employee community. This is a Mother's Day video that we did that shows off all the mothers in our community. We've got testimonials recorded, from our team where they're riffing a little bit on what moms mean to them, how their moms have shaped their lives, right? Personal, touching content. My colleague Matt Moss riffed on how his wife is the best example of a mother he's ever seen. And I mean, I know some people at the office cried watching that video. So why not share some of that content out, right? And really put a spotlight on the lifeblood of your community. And then you could create some cool culture content that shows once in a lifetime moments, right? That show how your company lives in the moment. No one wants to work for a boring cookie cutter job. They want to work at a job that, especially if it's an in-person office job, that, when something cool is going on, hey, whatever, work can wait. We got to go live in the moment. So I don't know if you knew, but the eclipse went right over downtown Dallas. We said, you know what? Put a pause on the day. Okay, the work can wait. We got to go witness this incredible once in a lifetime opportunity. So we had some fun, went downstairs and got to see the eclipse. Ooh, it was pretty crazy. Kind of like apocalyptic, but not in a bad way. I don't know. I guess just kind of insane seeing the whole day just suddenly turn to night in the matter of like 5 minutes. So pretty cool, right? That's content you can promote and put even in your job posting. So how do you actually create this content, right? At scale. It's like, yeah, that sounds great, but how do I do this easily? Well, our platform is built to make it easy to put folks in your platform, right? And by your platform, I mean your organization and studio. You have your unique hub for content creation. We make it easy. We've designed it so that you can bring as many people as you need into the platform to help you create content. So you can invite folks, whether they're a standard user or if they need to be admins or even VIP guest users who just pop in once to record a little content, right? You add them in and now they've got access to this whole suite of content creation, which is going to help you decentralize and sort of put the call out, guys, at the next Rangers event, record lots of content at the end of the day, upload it to this open request link so that I can compile all the content and then start immediately editing it in platform. So check this out. Our Fair Day 2023, all this content that we uploaded to the platform was all captured independently on everyone's mobile phones. And because of Studio, they were able to get it all into one hub under one tag where Emily could then chop this up and make a great piece of culture content. Emily, tell me a little bit about how this has changed the way that you approach creating culture content in the first place, knowing that you don't need to hunt people down for content afterwards, but you can confidently get all that content in one spot and then build a great piece of media. How has that changed, how you approach these events in the first place?
Yeah, I think whenever you're thinking about it, getting all of this content from 25 different people that went to the fair, that's kind of daunting to even think about, and all I am doing is just sending out a link. Everybody clicks on that same link and they can upload the videos right from their phone or from their laptop or whatever it may be, and it keeps it all organized all here in one spot. So we had the fair day hashtag here, and we click on that, all of our footage shows up here. It all gets collected into the same spot. So whenever I go to submit that edit request, the editor can see all of our content all in one spot. So it really just keeps it all organized, and it keeps it easy for everybody to know, hey, here's the link, here's where I'm uploading my content.
Exactly. Exactly. And, yeah, Dropbox, Google Drive, all of those exist as well and have similar functionality. But here, you can simplify the intake of your content in the same place where you're going to be producing it as well. So now you can immediately bounce off of these videos. You can edit off of the tag and request a montage edit saying, take all of the content already in the platform and build a dynamic, exciting, punchy, and heartfelt piece of culture content, right? You can also be using video, to switch gears a little bit, to promote your role. So I don't see a lot of companies do this often, where they'll use their social presence and social media video to actually promote their openings with a little more heart, a bit of that influencer style. If there's any promotion, it's often really polished, and that's not that that's bad. It serves a role, but you could be speaking to the authenticity people crave in their day-to-day and bring that to them applying for a new position. So check this out. Emily recently posted this on LinkedIn for hiring a new account executive at our company, right? She went out and filmed a quick piece of media where she just went downtown and did some selfie style influencer content. I put her on the job for this one, so I'll take I'll take the brunt of I don't know, I didn't really want to go film today. I don't know if I was really ready, but regardless, Emily crushed it. She went out there, she stepped into the role and had some fun with it, right? This
Yeah.
is huge. This creates content that is shareable, it's bite-sized. Now someone could take this video and send it to their friend and say, yo, check it out. I just saw this opening. I don't think I'm good for this, but this could be a great opportunity for you. Right? And think of the impact that sharing a quick little bite-sized promo video is going to have versus sending just another wall of text of a job board where you got to sift through, do I actually do I align with this piece of content, or excuse me, with this position? Do I align with this position? Right? And you can get a selfie video turned into something dynamic like this through our platform, right? Emily submitted this raw video. I sent in this breakdown of what I wanted to see from the video, cut out the pauses, keep it punchy, TikTok style. I want some graphic slide-ins, MarketScale logo, maybe even a location drop. And that's exactly what I got, right? I gave the direction. Our editing network produced a quick piece of social content. I got this turned around in an hour or two. We literally recorded this morning and then flipped it around, ready to show today on the presentation, right? So this isn't like, yeah, now I got to plan for a social calendar a week in advance. You can create content same day. It's like, we just need to level things up, and I want to level it up now, right? Reduce the time it takes to go from open position to new teammate. All right, next up, step 3 is you need video to help support the application process itself. So you could be creating video that is all about meeting your manager, right? This is something I don't see a lot of companies do, but that we've been doing and we think can really differentiate how you inspire trust and confidence for new applicants, right? So this is Morgan here. Morgan's our VP of sales. And I had her sit down and record a quick video showing off that we're growing and breaking down what we're looking for in our next account executive role. Someone dynamic and driven, someone who's looking to really grow sales pipelines and bring a certain, gumption and drive to the position. And this is another example where I had her record a quick piece of content, plugged it into the platform, and within a couple hours, I had back this edited, polished video that's still social forward, right? It brings in some B-roll to show off the clients they'd get to work with, brings in some animations to show off our platform, right? You've seen this, some other content we've produced that shows off our culture, right? And all of that was made simple by capturing this content in MarketScale Studio. And now check this out. This video is now literally on the job posting. Hey, if you want to apply to join the team, let us know. But check it out here, right? Learn more about MarketScale and meet the VP of sales here. Click on that link and it takes you to the video in studio. You can see immediately what the platform looks like that you're going to be working in, right? You can see immediately the personality, the leadership style, the the style of communication of the people you're going to be working with, especially the manager who's going to be leading you forward for this next chapter of your career. Huge. You can also be doing the same thing for employee spotlights. So imagine getting everyone on your team to self-record a quick video where they introduce themselves and they say, "Hey, y'all, I'm Sarah Henneman, and I'm part of the client team. My favorite movie is X, and I love Y, and the way I spend my time on the weekends is Z," right? All of that now made simple. You could put that on the job posting as well. And now the person who's going to apply actually understands who they're going to be working with. And they can see, do I fit into this culture? Is this a right fit for me, the applicant? And again, this is made easy in Studio through self-recording. We have self-recording tools where you can go in and using your webcam, easily record in high quality, and even a little prompter there if you want some notes and reference. Record content that you can chop up and edit or export raw and use as extra materials for the hiring process. So now is where Emily's really going to show off the power of this tool, but this is the step that gets me most excited. You can be using video to screen applicants and collaborate with other stakeholders at your company in a way that you've never been able to, screen and collaborate before. Because what you can do is you can decentralize video submissions using our request media tool, where you craft a prompt, questions, right, for what you want to put in front of an applicant, right? You could even link it to a QR code if, let's say, you're really getting guerrilla warfare with it and you are putting up job postings at your local universities, right, to get some young talent. Put the QR code on there, have them apply with a video. You can really get experimental with this. So check it out. Here's an example of Emily putting together our prompts for the account executive role. We want to learn about their background in sales, right? Why? Vocalize for us. Prove that you have good communication skills, good critical thinking skills, good narrative and storytelling skills. Orally, how you think your skills align with the account executive role. Some people can type out an essay and then you put them in front of the camera with the red light flashing in their face and they clam up. Not great for a sales position, right? What are you looking for? What are your hobbies? What makes you tick? What makes you have fun? Now check this out. You get all of those responses back in. And using this tag, you can now create visibility on the actual personalities, on the culture, on the style of communication, on the soft skills of people who might be entering your company and your team. And you can put other leadership, other key stakeholders at your company with eyes on this. They can now give feedback before you ever bring anyone in for an interview and start to, really put your eggs in their basket. And here's another one for our video production specialists, right? You can already see some folks with some better lighting there. Letitia really standing out, right? You can start to see, even directly related to the role, some ways that they treat this process to identify, are they going to be good as actual members of the team? So, Emily, I just want to kind of open it up for you to break down how this has transformed your hiring process and what you love about being able to capture video for sort of like pre-interviews and then put that in front of other stakeholders at the company. How has that changed how you hire and the confidence with which MarketScale can hire?
Yeah, it has completely just revolutionized the way that I'm hiring and my entire hiring process. I used to spend a lot of time calling people, getting them on the phone, emailing back and forth about setting up a time to get on the phone. And really, it was just that first initial phone screen where I'm seeing if they even have the right skill set, if I have a few questions for them, and that was taking up a ton of time because we're getting, this one has 20, we're getting 50 in another, 40 in another. We're getting all of these people now submitting these videos, and they're asking kind of just these, or they're answering just these basic questions. Tell us a little bit more about your background, what you're looking for. I think that's really important. And then maybe just a fun question. Tell us your hobbies, tell us your favorite restaurant in Dallas, whatever it may be. And we get all of these submissions in, and we can review them, and I can share them with Morgan, who's our VP of sales, and hey, check out this candidate, help me review these 50 videos that we just got in, and see who we want to have come in for an in-person interview. So it's really saving a ton of time. It's saving the candidate a ton of time as well. It's not just about us, it's about the candidate experience too. They get to see a cool platform. It's branded to your branding, so they get to see whatever client it may be. They know it's coming from you. But it's just a fun way to do it. But I think the collaboration aspect of it is huge. It's really bringing in all of those stakeholders in the beginning, and really not having people come in or having these second interviews where maybe they weren't a good fit to begin with. We're getting a lot of good insight in the very beginning. And also, yeah, it's saving a ton of time. I'm not constantly on the phone, just doing phone screens over and over and over just for it to not be the right fit. And I think that's a huge thing. So it's saving a lot of time, and the collaboration aspect of it is a game changer.
And on top of that, like I said earlier, there's very few roles nowadays where there isn't some requirement to be on camera or even create media. That last point is critical. There are very few roles nowadays where creating media doesn't add value. And especially as HR pros, right? As y'all are tasked with creating culture content, as y'all are tasked with collaborating with marketing to get the voices and faces of your company on camera so that you can create good media to evangelize your brand, inspire trust, inspire authority in your industry. If you're hiring a bunch of people who can't even record a selfie video to apply for the job, you're going to have a tough time getting them to create media for the long game of being another node in evangelizing the mission of your company and being front and center with, championing the core values, the services, the solutions of your company. So in a lot of ways, this video screening process, injecting video in the hiring process, literally to help, get a pulse check for, are they a right fit, helps you understand who is going to help you achieve the long-term business goals that you also have. Not just, yeah, it helps me see 20 videos and, move through the hiring process faster, which is great. That's huge. But also, it gives you insight into that long game, which I think is just as critical. And that does it, folks. You just used video to make hiring efficient, right? Across the entire ecosystem, top to bottom. You injected video to bring more attention to your role, to help make the application more enticing and unique, to bring visibility to the culture, the people, the specific team members that an applicant might be working with. And even more importantly, you used video to help screen and judge the hard and soft skills of applicants before you ever have to get them on the phone or bring them in office for a more formal interview. And that alone takes this long timeline of hiring and shrinks it so that you can go from open position to new team member like that, right? And what made it possible? MarketScale Studio and all of the tools that you already have at your disposal. If your marketing team hasn't shared the tools, give them an email, send them a Teams message, a Slack message, and let them know to add you. It's free for them. It's not extra. There's no extra cost for more seats. The contract doesn't expand. Y'all have access. The whole company has access to the platform. So get in there and take advantage of these tools to create good media and improve your hiring process.